Prime Minister Stephen Harper says the U.S. has formally requested Canada's help in the fight against ISIS. 64 Canadian Special Forces commandos are currently deployed in Iraq, strictly as advisors. Harper says Canada will announce what new steps it'll take against ISIS on October the 5th. UK Prime Minister David Cameron is readying his country for possible military action in Iraq. Cameron says it would be appropriate for the UK to step in because Iraq's government has asked the UN Security Council for help against ISIS. On Wednesday, Cameron took the first step in getting involved.
I am therefore recalling the British Parliament on Friday to secure approval for the United Kingdom to take part in international airstrikes against ISIL in Iraq.
Jessica Murphy joins us live now in New York, where Prime Minister Stephen Harper was speaking to the UN last night. And Jessica, today the Prime Minister is set to speak again tonight to the General Assembly, a much bigger audience.
Absolutely, Larissa. Harper is expected to address some of the most pressing global issues in his speech to the UN General Assembly, expected sometime tonight around 7:30. It'll be the third time he does address that global community since becoming Prime Minister. Now, one of the big issues that he will be talking about tonight is Ukraine and the crisis conflict between Ukraine and Russia. It's something he has been outspoken on throughout that conflict. Again, one of the top issues he'll be addressing. Another of the topics he will address tonight in his speech will be the global fight against ISIS in Iraq, of course, as well as in Syria, and Canada's involvement in that U.S.-led military campaign in Iraq. Now, there are a lot of issues on the front burner here at the UN General Assembly, a number of hot spots, so to speak, in global affairs. Harper will be touching on as well the Ebola crisis in West Africa, and he will address also Israeli-Palestinian relationships, as well as Canada's ongoing concern about Iran. Larissa, back to you.
And now, Jessica, I just want to backtrack a little bit because Harper spoke to the Security Council, which is a much smaller body, but some people say maybe a more important body. But he talked to them about the Iraq military campaign. He also did a Q&A with the Wall Street Journal. Tell us about that, because we've been showing that a little bit, Jessica.
Absolutely. It was a very wide-ranging conversation. One of the big topics he did address was the concerns around extremism and, of course, the global threat that ISIS faces. He said that the U.S.-led strategy campaign against that group was well-constructed, needed more work, and he had this to say. Take a listen.
We do need to make sure, first and foremost, the terror entities cannot operate in the open and openly on basis. We need to push them to the fringes and make their basic organization and logistical existence very difficult on an ongoing basis.
All right, Jessica, thank you very much. Joining us live from New York City. And of course, Stephen Harper did say that those new steps against ISIS will be announced October the 5th. Jessica Murphy, thank you very much.